We have heard a number of candidates be listed for the Chicago Bulls head coaching position, but now we have some confirmed names that are set to interview with the Chicago Bulls, and we have a timeline on when we should expect the hire. And on today's second part of the episode, we're going to talk about a possible Bulls reunion of bad contracts of Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. I'm here to let you know, no, I'm good. But before we talk about it and break it all down, you already know you gotta hear the music first. Cognac, gang. Shy Boys podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm holding it down for today's daily episode. If you're tuned in, like listening to Bulls basketball talk, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. We are on our road to 10K. So I just ask you to do a simple two-step. Like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't freeload, man. Support the channel. It's the easiest way you can do it by following the simple two-step process. But let's get into the content, man. We have a list of coaching candidates that have been confirmed to interview for the Chicago Bulls head coaching position, and we have a timeline on when we should expect our Chicago Bulls to make a decision. Obviously, we know that the NBA draft is just under a month away. So we are expecting us to get this thing rolling so we can have some alignment, talk about what the coach's philosophy is going to be, and see what the vision on how the vision among the front office and the coach, how does that blend well, and hopefully we go out there and have ourselves an awesome NBA draft. But according to Brett Single from Clutch Points, he has his sources and he has a confirmed list of candidates that will be interviewing for the Chicago Bulls job. Those include Chris Quinn of the Miami Heat, Micah Nori of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Sean Sweeney of the San Antonio Spurs, Dave Bliss of the Thunder, Oklahoma City, and Tiago Splitter are all names that have been confirmed. And just talking about those names, I really love this list of candidates. Obviously, we already heard of guys like Lamar Skeeter from the Charlotte Hornets, Ryan Schmidt of the Atlanta Hawks, Jerry Stackhouse of the Golden State Warriors. But as of right now, those names have not been confirmed to have an interview lined up with the Chicago Bulls. I would imagine that with all those names that we previously talked about in days past, in a total of 11 different candidates, we will receive more news that those names will be confirmed. But as of right now, we have 5, and that is a really good list. Me personally, I'm on the side of Tiago Splitter, but I'm not mad if the Chicago Bulls see fit from any of these guys, because with Chris Quinn being a part of the Miami Heat, he's going to bring some toughness over here. Sean Sweeney being a part of the San Antonio Spurs and how Mitch Johnson just got in Carter Bryant ass the other night. He gonna bring some type of culture over here as well, hopefully. And then Dave Bliss, we know the success of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then, Micah Nori, who did fill in a couple years ago when Chris Finch was out. He filled in the playoffs and won a series for the Timberwolves over the Denver Nuggets. So he has experience. All these guys have really good experience. And I think that if you select one of these guys, I think the Chicago Bulls are like Allstate. We're going to be in good hands as long as we continue to see actions be placed right in front of us that help us determine that we are on the right track. Now, Brett Siegel also reported that the timeline for the interview process is expected to extend into June. I would imagine it may be, hopefully, sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? In June, maybe like the first week, 2 tops in June. Hopefully, we'll see. But I think that's a good timeline, and I think that's right along and right on par on where we have in our minds on where this thing is going to line up. We want the Chicago Bulls to do their due diligence. We want them to select the right guy, and hopefully that guy can come in and set the tone for the franchise as we move on into rebuilding this thing out. Because one thing that I don't want is to hire one of these coaches and they are out on the streets within a couple of years. Hopefully this is a partnership and a relationship that us, the Chicago Bulls, and said new head coach can come in and we be, in unison for years and years to come. You know what I'm saying? So I think all these guys have really good experience. I think all these guys will be capable of making something happen for the Chicago Bulls. And then you just hope that the front office, in conjunction with the head coach, can get us some talent in this damn franchise. And then we can be able to make some noise in the Eastern Conference that's pretty damn shaky, at least today. Because the way that we just watched the Cleveland Cavaliers quit in the playoffs, in the Eastern Conference playoffs, that shit unacceptable. And I hope that whoever comes in and coach this Bulls team don't say no sucker shit like the head coach Kenny Atkinson. I thought Kenny Atkinson was a solid coach. He still probably is a solid coach, but I don't want no coach of mine coming to Chicago and talking about some damn analytics and losses. Talking about at least that we won 2 out of the 3 games before they got swept. They won analytically. Boy, fuck them analytics. Don't try to geek squad us into believing that y'all somehow got some moral victories. Ain't no moral victories. It's either wins or losses. Get out my face with that. If we get a coach that come in and say some sucker shit like that, I am not going to be happy. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you diehard Chicago Bulls fans will not be happy either, because ain't no way on God's green earth we getting smacked in the playoffs and you talking about some we won analytically. Boy, get your ass out my face with that. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. Give me a guy that's going to come up in here and keep it real. And because the delusion of the coach spread down to James Harden and the players. They asked the man, James Harden, do you feel like y'all was the better team? The man is confused himself because he said, we got dominated, but I still think we the better team. How the hell you think you the better team and you got swept? How do you include the word dominated, and still think you the better team? We need realness around here. We need a guy that's going to have the cojones to say, we got our ass kicked and it's unacceptable. Don't give us no word salad. We don't want that shit. So hopefully the Chicago Bulls can learn and look into themselves and get the right guy. We'll see what happens with that. Appreciate y'all for let me deal with my mini rant, because one thing I don't like when it comes to head coaches in any sport is sucker shit. You're supposed to be a leader of men. You're supposed to be real. You're supposed to be honest. If you got punked and outplayed, say that. If you got punked and outplayed, say that. Don't give your fans none of that word salad stuff. Keep it real, be honest, and move on. You lost. We sucked this entire series. So hopefully we get a guy that's going to come in and keep it real and hold himself accountable and hold his players accountable. That's the word of the day, accountability, because them mofos ain't got none, and I hope that type of mentality does not get injected into my franchise. No way, no how. But hey, we moving on to the last topic of today's episode, a Bulls reunion of bad contracts. So I'm doing my research. I'm scoping the web. I'm trying to see what's out there in the news cycle. And I come across something from Bleacher Report that suggests that the Chicago Bulls can have a reunion in place of bad contracts since they heard Bryson Graham say, we want to be creative. we're willing to be flexible by taking on bad contracts, etc., etc. So the idea came about from the writer at Bleacher Report that the Chicago Bulls can have some interest in DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine or both. What? No, we ain't doing that, buddy. No way, no how. Now, it's one side of the discussion to where you look at it and you say, well, what if the Sacramento Kings include a first-round pick with Zach LaVine? I'm like, okay, cool. But the man is making $48 million. Do you know how much we're going to have to cough up to absorb that contract to even make the trade happen? That is ridiculous. And here's the logic behind it. He said, excuse me, this coming from Elias Schuster, just for anybody that's wondering. He says the Kings fully control all but one of their future first-round picks. If Bryson Graham could get his hands on one of those, it will feel like a major win. Aside from their one trip to the postseason with De'Aaron Fox, this is a franchise that hasn't been to the playoffs since 2005-06 season. That logic just sounds like you threw something out, Elias, and I love a lot of your work. I ain't with this plan. Not at all. No way, no how. Look, I understand that GMs like to get creative. I understand that GMs and front offices like to do a number of things. I don't want this. You're not going to trade him and buy him out. We know that ain't part of the Reinsdorf philosophy. I don't want him on the team. And that's no shot to Zach LaVine because he got game. It's probably not a very impactful game at this point of his career. He can still give you 20. You know what I'm saying? Still give you 25. But no, I ain't with it. And the same thing goes for DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, that seems like a more feasible contract to absorb at $25 million versus the 48 that Zach LaVine will make. But at the same time, it's like, no, I don't want these guys around my young players. Why not? Like, here's my thought. Instead of trying to get extra creative and outsmart yourself by taking on these guys, knowing damn well Michael Reinsdorf ain't buying nobody out, just go get some solid veterans to help build out this team. Yes, you do. Yes, you're going to forget about the first round pick. Yes, obviously. But that ain't sometime you can screw a team up by making trades. And this could be these two things. And I like these guys. They did some stuff for my Chicago Bulls. The last time we seen the Bulls in the playoffs, these guys were here. But Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, however you dissect the basketball game, it's not going to help the young guys because Michael Reinsdorf ain't buying them out. I don't see that happening. I don't see it. So just leave it alone. There should be no reunion. Let it go. Because if you're talking about Zach LaVine's game, he's going to take away shots from others at a high clip. Same things goes for DeMar DeRozan. They're going to take away shots, take away opportunities for development from the young guys that you need to develop. You need these young guys to develop, and you don't need these two guys in the way. I like DeMar DeRozan. I remember some of the best times in recent memory came with DeMar DeRozan on the fucking basketball court for my team. I know y'all remember on New Year's Eve, game winner. Next day, New Year's Day, welcome to the new year, another game winner. We was losing our shit. I remember, but I don't need to revisit that. No, that's like you're sending your old chick away, and then once you try to build something new with your new chick, you go back, you know what I'm saying, do something with the old chick when the new one was the one that you need to be focusing on. We don't need to do that. We do not need to do that. Elias Schuster, again, I love your work, man. This, I know you was being creative. And I know you had some, I don't think you did it with any ill fault. It's just that I ain't got to agree with everything. I don't have to agree with it. And I'm pretty sure if he were ever to find this and listen to it, he would agree too. He does this to put out his thought. And that entails me to criticize whatever I don't like. I'm pretty sure there's something I said that people, they be like, nah, Bobby, I can't get with that. And that's fine. That's why we have these basketball conversations. That's why we put our thoughts out into the world to see who likes it, who doesn't, who offers critique, and we move on. But I don't want no reunion with these guys. That's just me. You can get creative in other ways. That's just me. Let me know how y'all feeling about that down below, man. But hey, that is it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of Shy Boys Podcast. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 10K, and we going to reach it any day because of you great Bulls fans out there that's going to support us and support the channel in the easiest way. 2-step process. Like button, subscribe button. Help the channel go up. Help the channel go up. We some of the best ones out there, man. We definitely at the upper echelon. Come on now. Support the best. Do what you got to do, man. Leave your comments down below on regarding the coaching candidates and the Bulls reunion of bad contracts that I don't want. Let me know everything down below. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you always see red, and y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace. Cognac.